Thank you for watching the most profitable show in crypto history. Stop everything that you're doing. Now it's crypto time. Welcome to the Crypto Villas Show.
Hello guys, welcome to Crypto Villa channel. I'm Crypto Villa speaking direct from Brazil in order to make you guys know the news in crypto. Well, first of all, I'd like to ask you guys to subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. Subscribe to my channel. If you are a Portuguese speaker, please subscribe to my Portuguese channel. It's growing so fast. It has two months old, more or less, and already more than 1,000 subscribers. Also follow me on Instagram as well, okay? And also on Twitter. And today is a very special day, right? I'm going to interview the BLOCKBANK guys. So let's go down to the show. Let's go down. Hey, Kelghe, how you doing?
Fans and community, how's it going, man? Kelghe here.
Kelghe,
CEO and co-founder of BLOCKBANK. You were meant to have Darren on the call, but he's busy, tied up. We got so many things going on. The whole team is actually down from Lithuania in Toronto. So
okay,
we're in like heavy planning mode, heavy development mode. And
okay, I understand. No problem. We understand. And sorry for the pronunciation. Kelghe, right?
Yeah, it's Kelghe.
Kelghe, perfect.
Yeah, sorry, Kelghe.
Okay, so Kelghe, first of all, I'd like to know what the BLOCKBANK is about. Can you do a small introduction, please?
Okay, so essentially BLOCKBANK is, we're going to look at it in 4 different pillars. All right, so the crypto side is broken up into 2. We've got the DeFi and CeFi side. So those form 2 pillars. So decentralized finance on the application. We've got a whole suite of dApps that are on there, a non-custodial wallet. And then on the other side of the app is a centralized side. So centralized wallet, centralized platform to earn, stake, do a lot of other fun stuff. The third pillar is the banking pillar. So essentially offering banking products like a savings account, checking account in multi-currencies. Brazil, we're doing something really cool in Brazil, hence this conversation. I'll tell you more about that in a bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty big, man. So on the banking front, and then we've got the 4th pillar, which is the AI component. So an AI robo-advisor. Now the AI part, the AI pillar fulfills a couple of different aspects of it. So we've got the analytical side that analyzes the markets. We've got a portfolio manager that monitors the portfolio and benchmarks what's happening with the market. Right, so it's always watching back. It's kind of cool. And then on the education side, so people who are new to crypto, the AI will guide them through, the whole financial education process. So the goal is not just to educate on crypto, but on finances. So bringing financial literacy up and helping on that front. So those 4 pillars, and basically we bridge everything on the app. So I'll give you a good example. If you want to, if you're on the banking side and you've got money sitting in an account, but you want to take part on a DeFi play that's generating 10-12% on a stable coin return, saving 5%. Man, nowhere you're getting 5% interest on your on the money sitting in your bank. So essentially, we're leveraging the different components to to give our users a better yield. So rather than just have money sit down there, they can earn interest and in a very secure, safe manner.
Sure. And you already talked a little, but I'd like to know more. Which bank services does BLOCKBANK offer? For example, fiat on ramp, are you going to have or not?
Absolutely. So you got a fiat on ramp. Now, this is obviously jurisdiction by jurisdiction. It's not going to be the whole world at once. We've got a development roadmap. So we've got a roadmap leading out over the next 2 years, starting from the EU, because that's where it's closest to home for us. All our team is there. We've got close to 28 developers now in Europe, all under one roof. 2 of my co-founders are based out of there too. So that's our go-to strategy. So the on-ramp is going to be initially from Europe, servicing Europe. So on-ramps, card services, so credit, debit card. Again, because of the platform that we have, we're able to sort of convert into fiat currency instantly, where people can access it through a debit card, like right there.
Okay, and about the credit card, I'm curious, will the credit card be available in Brazil?
No comment for now, but we were working on a few different things for Brazil, actually. We're finalizing a partnership to bring one of the most popular stable coins in Brazil into the platform. And that acts as the on-ramp / off-ramp. So a lot of it happens in the back end of the app, how we utilize and convert the stable coin into spendable funds on the credit cards, for example. So either it'd be a virtual card or a physical card, depends on what, again, jurisdiction by jurisdiction.
Okay, but you can't disclose, but you guys are thinking about Brazil, right?
We're not thinking, we're working.
Working.
We're way past thinking, man.
That's good. But mainly about the credit card, I'm curious about the credit card.
Yeah, one of the things that sort of brought us closer to Brazil is the accessibility to credit cards, and in the sense that the taxation so high there, we're just going to make it a little bit more easier to spend your crypto on a credit card basis. And when I say crypto, I'm referring to a stable coin that is not volatile. So people people don't feel like bad, because I feel bad when I spend crypto. I was like, damn it, I just spent crypto. I'm a holder, I'm not a spender. But whenever I do spend crypto, stablecoin is different. The mentality is different, right? You're not missing out on potential future gains. So spending stablecoin is a different mindset altogether. So making it easier for our Brazilian community, my friend.
That's good. That's good. And on your website, right, we can see that BLOCKBANK combines CeFi, centralized finance, and DeFi, decentralized finance, right, in the same app. So what utilities are already available or will then be released soon?
Okay, so we are on schedule to release version 2 of our app, which is coming up conservatively, I'd say end of October. So we're going through right now with our community. They're testing the interface, they're testing the usability, and over the next few weeks, they're going to be testing the app, right? The functionality and everything like that. What we've got scheduled for release on V2 coming out in October, we've got the centralized and decentralized components. So the whole dApps. I don't know if you've been following us, our channel. We've been throwing out little tidbits of information there on what the community will have access to. So what we're doing is basically pushing out. So on the centralized, you've got your dApps. On your decentralized, you've got your dApps. On the centralized, you got your custodial wallet. And the functions are basically you can transfer between DeFi and CeFi, right? Good example is that I don't keep my stuff on centralized exchanges for long periods of time. I only do it when I trade, and then I pull it out onto my non-custodial wallet. It's the same mentality that we want to offer our users. So put it in there for a period of time, when you're working with it, and when you're not working with it, take it out, put it in your DeFi side, on your non-custodial side. It's I'll tell you, BLOCKBANK was built to help people like us use crypto the way it's meant to be used. So whether it be using it, holding it, we built this app for us initially with all our favorite features and functions. I want to play on the dApp side.
That's the best way to build an app, right?
Yeah, man. Look, I've been in this since 2012. My co-founder actually got me into it. I've seen the ups and downs. I've sold. I was one of the first people. I can claim this. I was one of the first people to sell Dogecoin on eBay back in 2013. I still have my receipts, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever done. Because when I look at what I sold Dogecoin for, just to give you an example, I think I sold, say 50,000 or 5,000. Don't quote me on this, but I'll share the receipt with you for like $200. That same chunk of tokens are worth like $40,000 now. Doing the calculation, like the mistakes that you make, right? So, old people don't sell.
And just one message here for my audience, first in English. Guys, you can drop your question anytime here, okay? I'm gonna to ask Kelghe by the end of the stream, ok? E uma mensagem aqui para os brasileiros, vocês podem deixar a pergunta a qualquer momento, tá? Aí eu traduzo para eles e pergunto no final da live, tá? Kelghe, ok? So, let's continue the interview here. You talked a little about the robot advisor, right? So I'd like to understand a little more about this. How can it help the customers?
Okay, so there's multiple different clients that we have, or users, right? So users who are just starting their journey in crypto that don't know anything about it or don't know a lot about it. The goal is to help educate them and guide them along the way. Right? Simple, it's super simple things like, what is Bitcoin? What is crypto? How do I buy it? How do I store it? What is DeFi? Like all these basic things that can seem very complicated to new people, to newbies in the space. We simplify that and help them understand along the way, right? So teach them basics first, then teach them how to, the concepts of buying and holding. And then like accumulating. So if you think about your retirement, right, you want to sort of start saving little at a time. So create that pattern in people to, to buy $10, $20 a month and just keep it for the long run, right? So start off with that. And then there's the more, people who love taking risks. There are things that we can do like a trading assistant. Right? So not trading advice, trading assistant. I want to buy, I'll give you a super cool example, right? So I want to buy Ethereum. Okay, this is what's happening with Ethereum. It looks at all the charts. It looks at all the news, social media, right? And it gives you the data right there. It's not that you can't research this data. It's just that there's so much of data to actually make an educated decision will take a long time. This cuts that process really short. Accessible on your, accessible right there. You want to look at the graphs, it's all there. You can look at order books from multiple exchanges to see, an average of how many people are selling and how many people are buying. Now, if the sells are like this and the buys are like this, it's probably not a good time to get into a trade. Sure. Right? But what we're able to do is actually take it a step further. It's like, I still want to get into it. I think once the volatility calms down, it'd be a good entry point, right? So, okay, put in a buy order with an entry point. And then overlay a strategy that goes, if it keeps dropping, right, cancel out my order. I don't want to get in. So a lot of the systems now, it's not fluid to the market. You put in your order and there it is. This is intuitive to basically not get you in when the market's dropping, because if it's dropping, it'll cancel. So next day when you wake up and go, yeah, I got in 10% below market. Yeah, that was 10% yesterday below market. Today's 20% below market. All right. So think of it as your co-pilot for traders.
Got it. And I'd like to know, how does the BLOCKBANK's stake program works, and how are the tiers,
Yeah, so we've got 3 different tiers. The VIP is the top highest one. We're doing something special to help people get into the VIP tier. It is, we're releasing some news about it this next week, I believe. So as soon as we publicize it, you will know about it. Essentially, I'll give you, so the program is, you need 500,000 tokens, BLOCKBANK tokens, to earn the highest APYs on our platform. All right.
Okay.
We've got a special staking competition coming where, we're going to be offering one person for life that.
Oh.
They don't need to. So now what we're doing is we're giving intrinsic value to a certain item. I'm not going to go into the item, but we'll we'll be releasing news about that next week.
Okay, that's good. And well, nowadays we can buy BLOCKBANK tokens at SEX, right? Some centralized exchange and some other decentralized exchanges. Can you just name a few of them?
Yeah, so we're on Uniswap and Pancake. I believe we're on 1inch as well. And on the centralized exchange, we are on Gate.io. So we've got a lot of people trading on there. Their fees are great. They're super reasonable. You know?
So you have the option to buy on the ERC20 version and the BEP20 version, right? Minus Smart Chain and Ethereum.
Correct. So on the SEC side, you can buy it with ETH, Bitcoin, or USDT. So there's 3 trading pairs available on Gate, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And do you intend to list in another exchange soon?
We have some partnerships, and we're investigating listing options on other exchanges, and that's all I can say. The process
you can't disclose.
People think that a lot of people have this where listing's easy. You just pay the money and you get listed. No, it's a long process, right? And also, we need to be at the right point to list at a larger exchange, right? Because if you list when you're very new, because we've been trading since April, right? If you list when you're fairly new, it could actually harm the project and do good. There might be some short-term gains for our community, but the long-term effects, you know, could be crap for the project. And we're so bullish on this being long-term. Everything that we do for this project is long-term, right? That our primary focus is delivering product to the community, delivering on what we promised, ensuring that everything works the way we want it to work, and people are getting the best use out of the product, right? We're growing our team, we're developing the product, and in turn, we've got amazing partnerships, okay? I'm going to talk about partnerships in a second. And in turn, it validates the token, right? The existence of the token. And when we do that, you know, it brings strength to it. This is a token play, my friend. This is a product.
Sure. That's good. And you guys have completed until right now the entire roadmap, right? This is very good, of course, but it's not usual in the crypto space. So congratulations for this. And it ends, right? The roadmap ends on Q1 2022. So my question is, do you guys really think you are going to be able to release everything by the next year?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. Oh. Everything that we've been doing is to gear up to delivering on what we set out and what we promised that we would. To the next version coming out, to some insane partnerships that we've got, to our team growth, man. We're sitting at 28 developers alone right now. We're expanding in different countries. We're working with different countries. And when I say countries, I'm talking about like countries, not just random businesses. So there's a lot happening.
You mean El Salvador? Something?
Yeah. Oh man, I was there for a month in El Salvador. I met people who run the country. We planned out a lot of things. We're going to be announcing some stuff about El Salvador probably in about 2-3 weeks, I'd say. Our head of business development for El Salvador is Nolvia. She's from there. She lives there. She's heading up that initiative. Yeah, I think El Salvador will be a big reason for blockchain, for crypto, for Bitcoin. I think they're doing the right thing, man. They're showcasing how cool it is and how, you know, yeah, we can use this for everyday life. They're doing it.
Sure. And well, I'd like to know for you. Of course, I know some competitors, right? But I'd like to know which competitors do you really think it's a competitor for BLOCKBANK? I don't know, Nexo.
Yeah, Nexo, Celsius, Crow, Credit, Crypto.com. Sorry, they're competitors, but they're not really competitors. We are just entering a new age of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Right? It's like saying there can only be 2 banks in the world or 3 banks. And there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of them coming up. I look at them as partners, because what we're doing in partnership is growing the existence of crypto and Bitcoin, growing the community. People are being more educated on it, and they're helping people get more educated. You know, we're all in this together. It's not competition. The market's massive.
Totally agree. And I always say this kind of thing here in my channel. That's there is not something that will replace the other thing. The things can coexist in a so good way, right? And one can help each other, and that's very nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to that point, you know, we do not see having a few people control crypto as a good thing. Right? We need competition to keep everyone legitimate and honest.
Sure. And when more decentralized, better, right?
Yes. More decentralized, the better. Yes and no. Unfortunately, to become a financial instrument or an entity, or to offer financial services, you've got to stick within the regulatory guidelines. You've got to be semi-regulated. Not semi, you've got to be regulated as a company. So we are doing everything that we to be compliant, to be regulated, to, and at the same time, we're doing everything to support the DeFi side. So we're bringing the best of both worlds into a single app. You know, you want a really cool, sophisticated application that offers a ton of services on DeFi and decentralization. We provide that. You want to take part in banking products, you can jump to that. But to actually use that, you need to, we need to go through the KYC process. We're regulated. There's nothing we can do about it. For us to grow, this is what we need to do. Yeah.
Okay, and I'd like to know more about the team. You already talked a little about some developers, right? So I don't know, can you talk a little more? How many people are working on the project and where in the world?
Yeah. So they're all based out of Lithuania, a few different areas. We've got a team of 8 people working on the AI side, and the rest is all working on the app side. Now, since we're so heavily in development mode, right? We have a lot of people focusing on that. But as we grow, we'll run a lot more leaner. From a business sense, we need to run lean so that we just don't burn capital when we don't need to. If that makes sense.
Okay. Sure.
And we're always looking for great talent, man.
That's good. And that's one thing that I always tell to my followers, right? Who wants to work full-time crypto. Go to the project, send the resume, and try to get in touch with them, because almost every project in crypto need people, right? And they are hiring a lot. It's so hard to find good people, right?
It is.
So
yeah.
there is many opportunities.
It is hard, but they want to work with good projects. So I think we're a little bit lucky in that sense. But at the same time, I've got some advice to developers out there, or people who want to participate in projects, right? Bring value to the project first before demanding, your worth.
Sure.
Man,
Sure.
time again, it's the mindset that comes with, okay, crypto, I'm going to give you content. I'm going to showcase you to my audience. I'm going to prove to you that I'm the right person to help you. Right? You would want to work with me because I'm showing you my value. That mindset will change your future, actually, because, there are so many people on my team who have proven that. Like, okay, no questions. I'm just delivering, right? And we look after them. We look after them very nicely. And then there's been a lot of people that come in and say, hey, I'm a writer, or I can do this for you. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do something. Like, yeah, no problem, but it's going to be $50, $100. I'm like, I don't know your work, man. You're coming asking for things. Prove to me that you can do what you say you do. And then life can be totally different, right? So that's just my 2 cents, because I come from a giving background, not an asking background. You give, you give, you give. Your returns will always come in.
Totally agree, right? And you already, if you're doing this way, you already have proven that your value, right? So it will be a win-win game this way. And that's the way I think. And I'd like to know, are there any partnerships? You already talked a little bit, and I'd like to know specific about the Oreo Money partnership. Can you just share some information?
Okay, so on that front, we're actually working out the final details. So we've got a certain roadmap that we're fulfilling until end of October, right? So the core functions of the app need to be solid and audited, tested, cleaned up, whatever needs to be done. That's our primary focus. The partnership implementation starts around then. I would say end of October-ish. So a lot of the offerings and partnerships that we have, users will start to see them come alive, I'd say around November time.
Okay. And about the token economics, can you talk a little bit about, I don't know, the use cases of the token?
Absolutely. So there are multiple use cases for the token. Each one of my co-founders always have something that they like to talk about for the token purpose. For me, I feel the real value in our token comes to the AI component. Using it to utilize the AI as, someone that's always watching your back, someone who knows, shit, I've got $2,000 in Dogecoin. Elon Musk tweeted something bad about Dogecoin, right? I want to be the first to know. Now, in order for me to be the first to know, I've got to have tokens to fuel the AI, right? So it unlocks someone who's able to keep a 24/7 eye on the market for what you have in your wallet, right? You want to be safe. This is a great utility alone. Just that one thing alone, for me, fulfills the token. You ask Darren, the co-founder, my COO, he'll say, oh, I feel that the token value comes in the APY positioning, right? You hold X amount of tokens, you're eligible for so-and-so. On the banking front, to have a debit credit card, you'd require tokens to pay for subscription or freebies or whatever, rewards and things like that. So our banking people love that. So the purpose, it's a multi-utility purpose token, and actual usage, not just, hey, yeah, you hold this token, you can use it. No, you've got to use the token on the platform to access various features and functions of it. It's as simple as that.
That's good. That's good. And do you guys have any KPIs or goals that you can share with us? I don't know, number of users, TVL.
Yeah, I believe our TVL right now is about 140 million traded per day, because so right now, and 50,000 users. We just crossed 50,000 a couple of weeks ago. Now, a big push in our marketing efforts come in on V2, because it's going to be a new app on the market, right? Because the technology is very different for the version 2 development. We want to push people to that. So we are sort of holding back a little bit on our marketing efforts, but holding back in the sense that massive push. Marketing is going on right now. Partnerships are going out right now. We've got multiple publications pushing out content for BLOCKBANK. We've got so many ambassadors lined up. to assist with growth. So a lot of our efforts you will see come in on V2. Now, the total value locked, I wouldn't classify that as the right term, because our current version of the app, I don't know if you've had a chance to play around with it. It is a non-custodial version with Uniswap trading that is super, super simple. You know, directly on the app, you've got your non-custodial wallets in there, so you can trade with Ethereum, USDT, BNB. We've even got the Hecko chain on there. So essentially, you can trade directly, one click to execute a Uniswap trade, and it happens in 10 seconds. There's no lag time on executing that trade. Whereas if you actually go to Uniswap's website and do a trade, you've got to authorize it, and then you've got to confirm the trade. So you've got two separate transactions that are happening. Yeah. Right? Ours does it in one click and in 15 seconds faster, like 15 seconds. So that alone,
that's very good.
Again, we built this the way we want to use crypto. So I think that's why we've got a lot of success in what we are doing.
That's good. That's good. So, guys, right now I'm going to roll out a small video, okay? And that's the time to smash your like, please, okay? And I will be back in 20 seconds here, and I'm going to read some questions here, okay? I'll be back in 20 seconds.
Like this video, subscribe to Crypto Villa's channel, and click on the bell button in order to turn on your notifications. Also, don't forget to follow him on Twitter. That's the only way to get notified earlier, so you can take advantage of this. Information is power. Early information is profit.
Okay. So let's get some questions here.
I love that line. Information is power.
Yes, but
it's true, right? Profit, yeah.
And well, the first question I'm going to translate. No problem. Don't worry. Well, Tyron says here, Villa. Okay, in the BLOCKBANK vision. What's the main thing that BLOCKBANK's thing? It's very strong against the competitors.
Okay. So what we are doing, there's one, maybe two competitors. All right. If you break up our offerings in modules, so like dApps and wallet and banking, then we've got a lot of competitors. But what we're doing is we're taking a lot of the good things and putting it into one app and making it simple. All right. So that is our strength, simplicity. To my point about executing a trade in 15 seconds on Uniswap and making sure that happens, dude, that convenience alone puts us far ahead of the competition on just that one module. All right. But AI, I would say, would be our strongest strength. Not a lot of people are offering the education side and the robo-advisor and your co-pilot watching your back. That's super strong.
Got it. And another question here is from Frederico. A lot of financial services in one place, isn't it?
A lot of financial services in only one place. You're absolutely right. Yes. Right now, I've got about 15 to 20 different apps that I use, and it is frustrating. I forget where I'm farming. I forget where, some of my assets are sitting. Just keeping track of all of that is a nightmare. Putting all of this under one roof, man, you're saving like so much of time in logging in, putting your authentication in there from Google Authenticator, and you're doing this like 5-6 times just to figure shit out. We're cutting all that process without compromising on security.
Sure. And one more question here from Robson. There will be cash withdrawal functions, for example, or I will still need my regular bank account for this purpose?
Okay, so there's two different things. There's a couple of different questions in that question, so I'm going to tackle that. We do have multiple off-ramps. So you can off-ramp onto gift cards, for example. So right now we've got a super cool function. You can, in 31 countries, I believe, we're offering gift card off-ramps. So whether it be Amazon or you can purchase gift cards. So that's one. Second is a debit Visa card based on where you are sitting in, which country you're sitting in. You can utilize that. The third is we're going to be offering SEPA and ACH to bank accounts directly. So you can send it out to your personal bank account, or because we're offering banking services, you'll have your own bank account with us. So with BLOCKBANK, you'll have your account number, your routing number, SWIFT code, right? And you can send and receive just like your regular bank. We're essentially a neobank.
Okay, but you can withdraw, for example, with your debit card directly from your account or
Correct.
BLOCKBANK account.
Correct. Yeah. So if you've got $100 in Brazilian stablecoin sitting in the BLOCKBANK wallet, you can transfer that directly to your debit card and either take out cash or swipe.
Okay.
Or if your friends have the BLOCKBANK app, you can just send them the just here you go. I'm sending you.
That's a good feature, and many apps they don't have this feature, right?
No.
It's a simple feature, internal transaction, and I can't use it.
We're changing the way finance works, man. So I'm super excited. Yeah.
That's good. Let's read at least one more question here. Well, Daniel wants to know exactly the same thing as me. When the credit card for Brazilians?
We don't have an exact timeline. We're finalizing the agreements with a few agencies over there. Yeah, it'll come. Unfortunately, I can't give you a timeline because if I say something and there's a hurdle, then I don't want to disappoint the community, man. It could
no problem.
The community.
And another question from Rodney. Villa, the BLOCKBANK offers some kind of services for small business, for example, small interest rates for buy something, some DeFi services in general, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially, we're going to have so one of the clients are merchants, right? If you're a merchant shop, you apply for a merchant account. It's a different process that you go through because your business and stuff like that. We've got to understand what you do, just so there's no funny business going on, because we need to protect ourselves too. So essentially, once that account is set up, you will be able to receive crypto as a business for services or products that you offer. You can tap into microloans. I think microloans, something that I haven't mentioned at all, is going to be huge, because now you can access money very simply. You'd be able to access money very simply, right? This is what we're looking to test out in El Salvador. Okay, so peer-to-peer lending, I think will be massive, because look at the economy, right? When you cannot access funds, you go to the dangerous way of accessing money at very stupid, ridiculous interest rates. That hurts economies, right? Because that doesn't bring economies up. Now, if that same person has access to funds, did I lose you? There you
go. Oh yes, come back.
If that same merchant has access to non-risky ways of borrowing money and are able to pay it back, it brings the community up. People have better lives. The economies grow. We're changing the future in a way, right? So access to credit, access to money is very important. Platforms like ours help people get access.
Okay. Next question from Sam G. Are there any regular rewards program like cashback or miles or some new program for the bank holders?
Yes, we are working on different reward schemes. It's another beast on its own. As we grow, we define these rewards, more and more. So outside of the staking rewards that you'd get on the platform, there'd be rewards for using the debit cards, for example. There'd be cashbacks. There'd be, hey, get credit at this telephone company for using our app, for example, right? So it all comes through partnerships and growth. So as we grow, the rewards will get better.
Okay, and one question here from Bruno. What and how will the fees be between DeFi accounts transaction and the real world? He means withdrawal tax or fiat or ramp tax. And I'd like to add also, the BBank holders will pay less?
So the BBank holders will get access to a preferred rate, I would say.
Yeah.
Again, all those will come out when the full card details are out. Each jurisdiction will be different. There's not one blanket fee. When it comes to the DeFi fees, there's no fee, right? We're not charging you other than the gas fees that eat. I don't know. I wouldn't call it gas fees. I'd call it like, it's like buying a car fees. You know, other than the fees that the miners charge and the gas fees, we're not looking to add anything on top, because this is, you know, our contribution to crypto growth. So,
okay, let's get here one more question. Not exactly a question, right? But a comment from Adriano. You said that simplicity is your strength. That's excellent, because newcomers to the crypto world like me, it has a lot of difficulty with complicated and intuitive interfaces, right?
yes. Okay, so the reason why I started this, right, is simply because there's not enough proper advice. A lot of the advice from the heydays of crypto, right? A lot of the advice was someone's personal agenda. You should buy this because they want to make a buck on it, or they're selling a fake coin or scamming people. The world of scam artists is massive in crypto. So one of the reasons why I started this was so people would have access to proper advice, proper data to make better decisions, right? So that was my initial motivation, because everyone was, for something that's, you know, to help the people, it was designed to help the people, it was actually doing the opposite. It was hurting people, right? Because there was no real advice. So
Sure. And one question from Prabhu, I guess that's the pronunciation. Sorry if I'm wrong. Hey, Kelghe, I like the gift card idea. How the staking works in BBank app? Is it auto staking like in Celsius, or compound staking?
There'll be multiple tiers of staking. Again, more information will come out in version 2 when we deploy it on the tiers, how it works, the risks, the rewards, everything about that. Again, we're a regulated entity in certain countries, so we have to be able to offer or provide the right education on what we are doing, right? We are held accountable. And the gift card idea, man, we have so many people like in India using it, in Philippines, places that are not really crypto friendly, that they don't want to go through the bank. They use the gift card to get, you know, prepaid phone top-ups. They use it to get Amazon gift cards. It's massive.
That's good. And thanks so much for coming to my show. And I'd like to know if you have any final thoughts that I'd like to share with my audience. I don't know, call the people to the Telegram, Twitter, download the app.
Yes. But we're going on a journey over the next few weeks with the launch of V2, and we're super happy to have everyone on board, because at the end of the day, we're doing this for the crypto community to grow, right? People need to disconnect token to the moon versus service to crypto to help crypto grow, right? So I'm happy that we have a lot of, you know, good people on our journey. So And I'm excited.
That's good. That's good. So, thank you so much for coming, Kelghe. And we can do another interview some months later, right?
Yeah. Let's just get on a regular talk. So we're launching. This is probably going to be featured on our BLOCKBANK TV channel that we're creating, a 24-hour live streaming channel with recorded conversations like this. You know, shout out to our sponsors, or not sponsors. Shout out to our friends like at Crypto Villa. We should talk about doing something on a regular basis every couple of weeks.
Sure.
20 minutes. What's happening crypto in Brazil? You know?
Yes, sure. I would love to participate. Sure. Let's think about.
I love it. We'll do little giveaways. I don't know.
Sure. We can do this way. So thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you, Crypto Villa community.
And guys, thank you so much for coming to my show. And just one more advice for my Brazilian followers. Pessoal, aqui ó, o sorteio de $1.000, tá? O sorteio de $1.000 aqui. A última palavra aqui da chance extra aqui, tá bom? É BLOCKBANK. BLOCKBANK, tá bom? Muito obrigado por vir, pessoal. Até amanhã, 1 da tarde, e mais informações no Instagram.